Hey guys, this is Landon Day with Graphic Authority again, and we're continuing on with part 2 of our set from the Edge Elegant Collection. Part 2 meaning if you have not seen part 1, you may want to go back and see it first to see how we got to where we are now, and now we're finishing up a finished product that is one step farther than the finished product that we just did. What I want to show you right now is how to create a custom gallery wrap. Gallery wraps in my studio are really popular, but I don't always shoot for a gallery wrap, meaning there is a 2-inch gap on the top, bottom, left, and right that I seldom shoot for. I try to fill up the frame in my camera most of the time without a whole lot of negative space. It's just my style. So gallery wraps have been hard for me in the past until we figured out this simple trick. So what I want to do is I want to show you how we're going to use this background to match this picture and make a finished gallery wrap. The sets for the Edge Elegant and the Edge Grunge both come with a set of backgrounds as well as edges, as well as brushes and overlays too. It's a really neat tool palette for people who want to be a little more creative that aren't into albums and books and that kind of stuff. So what I want to do is I want to crop this photo down to the size that we want to use it on. A small disclaimer: until I did this myself, I did not trust how well it would work or would not work. Most of the files are going to come 12 by 12, 11 by 14. Sometimes you have a 16 by 20 background come from Graphic Authority. But these guys are such high resolution files. This one here is a 40 meg file. That you can make these things huge. Just like a file from your camera, you don't hesitate to make a 20 by 30 print out of it, even though it comes out of your camera at, let's say, 6 or 7 or 8 megapixels, maybe a little bit more, but an 8 megapixel or an 8 meg file will make a huge print. And if you think about these being 40 megs, you can kind of do the math to see where they want to go. So what I want to do is I'm going to crop this guy down to 20 by 30, but we're going to add in 2 inches for the top, bottom, left, and right. So instead of a 20 by 30, we're going to do a 28 by 30, no, a 24 by 34. So up here on the top, we're going to make it vertical. So 24 here by 34 here at 300 resolution. And just pick a part of this. It doesn't really matter to me where it is. I like this grunge here, even though the photo is going to cover up most of that. Hit enter, it's going to crop it down for us. These lines that you're seeing here are coming from the vector shapes that are a part of the set. If you click on a different layer, that texture shape will go away. So here we go, 24 by 34, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw guides in that say this 2-inch line here, this 2-inch line here, this 2-inch line here, and go down to the bottom and draw a 2-inch line here. 2-inch, 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 2-inch. Correct. So we've got all of our guides drawn. This is just showing me what we are going to lose around the side that is going to wrap around the canvas. So now we're going to drag this file over here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take this into a single layer. Control E is going to merge that. I'm going to drag, using my move tool, over on top of this other file. And here it is. Typically we don't stretch our pictures out a whole lot, but be sure you hold shift and drag down to the bottom corner, and we can give as much room or as little room as we really want in this file. But something sort of here is looking pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just shrink that down so we can have more room to work with here. F brings back all of my tools, and we can see now that this edge goes into my background, giving me a finished cool wrap. Now all the backgrounds are set up just like most of the rest of our tools from Graphic Authority, in that they have a bunch of color layers already built in, so we could click on these guys and change the colors nice and simple like. We can also go through and modify the textures and the way they all pop out. Or we could double click on one of these layers, again clicking on our photo and we could change the colors to match exactly how we need them to match. Something kind of digging the darker look this time instead of the lighter yellow like we did earlier. Of course, that's also pretty nice. So let's leave it there because I like how I can see these edges a little bit more that way. So we could be done just like this and have a 20 by 30 gallery wrap of the bride with this neat edge, with this neat finished artwork look. Instead of stretching the head or using one of the lab's stretch edge tools that will actually take your picture and not stretch the part in front and it'll stretch the sides, you can do that and it looks alright, it's presentable, but this will stand out more and this will separate you from what your friendly neighbor competition's doing. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tip from Graphic Authority on how to make a finished fine art piece or gallery wrap from our Edge collection called Elegant. Have a great day.